In a recent roundtable discussion, SEC Chairman Paul Atkins said that the regulator is working on policies to exempt DeFi protocols from many of the regulatory barriers they've faced so far. Unsurprisingly, a bunch of DeFi tokens rallied like crazy as a result. And this begs the question of which DeFi tokens should be on your radar and how high could they go as a result. And that's why today we've picked our top 5 favorite DeFi cryptos that could have your portfolio heading to the moon. My name is Nick and you're watching the Coin Bureau. Now, before we begin, I need to make something clear. I am not a financial advisor and nothing in this video should be considered financial or investment advice. This is purely educational content meant to help you on your crypto quest. And if you're looking to maximize your crypto gains, then you have to check out the Coin Bureau deals page. That's where you'll find sign-up bonuses of up to $100,000, trading fee discounts of up to 50%, and deposit cashbacks of up to 75% on the best crypto exchanges around. So, take advantage of these offers ASAP by scanning this QR code or hitting the link down in the description. Now, our first DeFi crypto pick is Uniswap's Uni. Now, as most of you may know, Uniswap is a decentralized exchange or DEX on Ethereum. It's EVM compatible, which means it supports all ERC20 tokens and works with key Ethereum services like MetaMask, as well as many other EVM chains and Layer 2s. Uniswap was launched in November 2018 by Hayden Adams, who was inspired by Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin. Back in 2016, Vitalik proposed the idea of an automated market maker, or AMM, which became the foundation for Uniswap. After several funding rounds and a $100,000 grant from the Ethereum Foundation, Adams built a team to launch what is now the biggest decentralized exchange on Ethereum. So, how does Uniswap work? Well, instead of using traditional order books where buyers and sellers set prices, Uniswap relies on smart contracts and liquidity pools to handle token swaps. And this means you can trade tokens directly with the pool at any time, rather than another trader. And these pools are created by liquidity providers who deposit equal values of 2 different tokens into the pool. In return, they get LP tokens that represent their share of this pool. Providers then earn a cut of the fees every time that a token pair is traded. The real magic, though, is in Uniswap's pricing. It uses a simple algorithm to balance the pool. When you trade one token for another, you're adding one asset and removing the other, changing the ratio between the two. The algorithm then updates this price based on the new ratios, so prices rise and fall with demand. Pretty neat, right? Now, over the years, Uniswap has undergone several iterations. Uniswap v1 allowed swaps between ETH and any ERC20 token. v2 expanded this to allow direct ERC20 to ERC20 trades. And v3 brought in concentrated liquidity, letting liquidity providers focus their capital within a certain price range to boost earnings. And the recent launch of v4 basically optimized these previous iterations. And v4 isn't Uniswap's only recent development either. The biggest was actually its own Layer 2 network, a Unichain, which went live in February 2025. That same month, Uniswap Labs got a major win as the now crypto-friendly SEC closed its investigation into the DEX. Earlier this month, June specifically, Uniswap rolled out its new smart wallet, adding features that align with Ethereum's recent Pectra upgrade, and you can learn more about Pectra in this video right over here. Even more recently, a long-awaited proposal was revived, and that is the fee switch, which would redirect part of the trading fees from liquidity providers to Uni token holders, potentially supercharging Uni's price. Now, for those unfamiliar, Uni is Uniswap's governance token. It has a total supply of 1 billion tokens with about 600 million currently in circulation. Notably, 15% of Uni's total supply was airdropped to early users of the Uniswap platform, which is widely considered to be one of the most lucrative airdrops in crypto history. Shout out to any of you who were lucky enough to get this one. Anyways, during its last major rally between September and December last year, Uni went up roughly 3 times to around $20, a level it could easily reach again as DeFi gains momentum. But this is a very conservative target, and assuming that Ethereum can maintain its market dominance, then there's no reason Uni couldn't beat its previous all-time high. Now, for context, Uni hit an all-time high in March 2021 at around $45. That's a 6x from today's prices and would put its market cap at over $28 billion. But given the growing interest from institutional investors, it's not unrealistic to imagine Uni hitting $100. And that's a 13x from here and would give Uni a market cap of roughly $63 billion. Now, our second DeFi crypto pick is Aave, a leading platform for lending and borrowing crypto assets without KYC, credit score, or a centralized intermediary. It was founded in 2017 as ETHLend by Stani Kalichov and rebranded to Aave in 2018. Fun fact for you guys. Aave means ghost in Finnish and is a nod to the project's goal of creating a transparent financial system. Aave raised $49 million across multiple funding rounds, most of which took place in 2020, and the first version of Aave launched in January 2020. While Aave is centered around crypto lending and borrowing, it also offers unique DeFi products. For example, flash loans, which are uncollateralized rapid loans that must be repaid within the same transaction. Now, this might sound pointless at first, but believe it or not, this bit of financial wizardry opens the door to some seriously lucrative arbitrage opportunities. Anyway, with Aave, users can lend crypto to others by depositing it into liquidity pools. Borrowers can then borrow from these pools, and interest rates are determined algorithmically based on supply and demand of crypto in this pool. Obviously, the more demand, the higher the interest rates will be. And of course, the interest rate is paid from the borrowers to the lenders. To borrow crypto on Aave, users must over-collateralize their loans, which basically means depositing an amount of crypto that's worth more than the crypto they seek to borrow. And this keeps the platform solvent, as this collateral can be liquidated, i.e. sold, if the loan is not repaid, or if the value of the collateral falls below a certain threshold. Borrowers can choose between stable or variable interest rates, depending on their risk tolerance and the market outlook. Aave has consistently been one of the most used DeFi protocols. At the start of the year, net deposits surpassed 2021 levels, hitting over $33 billion. By May this year, Aave reached more than $40 billion in total value locked, the highest ever for any DeFi protocol. Notably, this growth came from new user deposits and not just from asset price increase, which often drives most of TVL growth. The next step for Aave is the launch of V4. Now, unlike the current V3 model, V4 will introduce a unified liquidity pool to boost capital efficiency, letting users manage assets more flexibly without disrupting the main pool. It will also bring better gas efficiency, improved liquidations, and deeper integration of Aave's Go stablecoin for more flexible borrowing. You'll have to DYOR there. And this ties into Aave's own native token, also called Aave. Aave tokens allow holders to vote on governance proposals, can be used to reduce fees on the Aave protocol, and can be staked to help secure the protocol in return for a portion of protocol fees. Following a dramatic downturn in Q1 this year, Aave is rebounding and may soon retest the $400 mark from this last rally. Its all-time high of $670 set in May 2021 would mean a 2.5x gain from today's current prices. And if Aave keeps growing, it's possible Aave could rally as high as $1,000, translating to a 4x gain and a $16 billion market cap. Not bad at all. Now, our third DeFi crypto pick for today is Sky, formerly known as MakerDAO until it rebranded in September last year. Like Aave, MakerDAO is a borrowing and lending protocol that utilized DAI, the well-known decentralized stablecoin, which has now since also been rebranded to USDS. The reason for the rebrand was to illustrate Sky's endgame, which is to further decentralize the Maker protocol into independent sub-DAOs, which are now called stars, each with their own governance token, but utilizing Sky's framework. Anyhow, MakerDAO was founded in 2015 by Rune Christensen, and it raised $55 million across multiple funding rounds between 2017 and 2019. MakerDAO's DAI stablecoin launched in December 2017. Now, to understand how Sky works, we first need to look at MakerDAO's original design. When MakerDAO first launched DAI in 2017, users could deposit only ETH as collateral to mint, i.e. borrow DAI. By 2019, MakerDAO expanded to accept any ERC20 token as collateral, provided it was approved by MKR token holders via a governance vote. Then, in May 2023, founder Rune Christensen unveiled a major 5-phase overhaul of the MakerDAO protocol. Phase 1 was to create a new unified brand and launch the Sky and USDS tokens. A note that at the time of shooting, Phase 1 is the only phase to have been fully executed so far. As for the other 4 phases that are yet to be completed, Phase 2 involves launching the first 6 sub-DAOs, which are basically small independent entities with their own governance tokens and treasuries. Do recall that sub-DAOs were later rebranded to Sky Stars. Phase 3 involves launching governance and AI tools to help monitor and improve the protocol, while Phase 4 will create a governance participation incentive, wherein users can stake governance tokens and delegate their voting power for various token rewards. And finally, Phase 5 involves launching a brand new blockchain. Now, in case it wasn't already clear, the Sky protocol is moving towards the same 2-token structure it had before as MakerDAO, only this time with Sky and USDS rather than MKR and DAI. And yes, Sky is the upgraded version of MKR, the protocol's former governance token. Holders of Sky can vote on various upgrades and parameters and shape the direction of the ecosystem. Because one MKR can be converted to 24,000 Sky tokens, this theoretically allows for greater participation and, as a result, more decentralized governance structures. Sky can be staked through the Sky staking engine to earn additional Sky rewards, with payouts tied to the protocol's performance. And this performance-based model helps align community incentives with the long-term growth of the ecosystem. The USDS stablecoin, meanwhile, continues on from its predecessor, DAI, in that it's backed by a mix of crypto assets. USDS also supports multi-chain interoperability. Now, there are 28.5 billion Sky tokens in total, with 21.3 billion in circulation at the time of shooting. As for USDS, 7.1 billion tokens have been minted into circulation. Now, MakerDAO's MKR token reached a market cap of over $5.2 billion in the previous cycle, specifically in 2021. At the time of shooting, Sky has a market cap of $1.7 billion and a price of 8.4 cents per token. Logically, this means that Sky's market cap could theoretically go up by 3 times from here, given it's a price of around 25 cents to match the highs MKR did in the previous 2021 cycle. The thing is, Sky's low price tag could actually help push its price even higher, as investors would assume that a lower price tag would mean it could rally even more. And the imminent passing of stablecoin regulations could also put it more on the radar of regular investors. With $1 as a logical target, this would give it a market cap of around $23 billion, roughly a 12 times gain from today's current prices. Okay, our fourth DeFi crypto pick is Jito, a liquid staking and MEV capturing protocol on the Solana blockchain. Jito was founded in 2021 by Lucas Bruder and Zanya Shawani. The Jito platform itself went live in 2022. Now, the project has completed 2 funding rounds and has raised $12.1 million. And in December 2023, the JTO token was launched via one of the most lucrative airdrops of that year. Jito's value lies in 2 key innovations, liquid staking and MEV capture. With liquid staking, users can deposit SOL and in return can receive Jito staked SOL or Jito SOL and use this Jito SOL for other DeFi opportunities, whilst also earning staking rewards. The other core part of Jito's architecture is its maximal extractable value or MEV tools. Basically, Jito uses special bots that will target and act on arbitrage opportunities to take additional profits. And these profits are then split between validators, bot operators, and other participants. The added bonus is that this balances prices across different exchanges. Now, as some of you will have noticed, this is pretty similar to what Lido Finance offers on Ethereum. Well, you're not wrong, but the key thing here is that Jito has the first mover advantage on Solana. Since it was first introduced, Jito's TVL has seen exponential growth. By May last year, Jito became the largest protocol on Solana with $1.4 billion in TVL, with around 10 million SOL staked at the time, which is roughly 38% of Solana's DeFi TVL. By November, Jito became the first protocol on Solana to reach $3 billion in TVL, and it peaked at nearly $4 billion in January 2025. Going forward, Jito's CEO has said that the project is actively open sourcing its core infrastructure in order to increase transparency and foster community participation. The long-term plan is to create a unified MEV ecosystem on Solana that is transparent, auditable, and accessible to all stakeholders, moving away from a zero-sum competitive environment toward one that fosters growth through collaboration. Now, on top of liquid staking and MEV opportunities, Jito's JTO can be used for voting on governance proposals and can even provide holders with the opportunity to access exclusive Jito community events. It has a maximum supply of 1 billion tokens, with about a third of that currently in circulation. JTO's last major rally was at the tail end of 2024, when it hit a price of $4.34 in December. JTO currently faces a lot of resistance at around $3. However, if it can break above this level, then it could be on track to reach its previous all-time high of around $5.5, roughly 2.5 times from today's prices. And this would give JTO a market cap of around $1.9 billion. However, chances are that JTO holders are watching $10 as a potential target, and this would translate to a market cap of roughly $3.4 billion, and a 4x gain or more from here. Now, our fifth and final DeFi crypto pick for today is Raydium, an AMM DEX on Solana. Raydium was founded in 2020 by a pseudonymous developer under the name Alpha Ray, who is just one of the several pseudonymous developers who are working on the project. Despite this opacity, Raydium raised around $33 million across 3 different funding rounds. Raydium currently uses AMM v4, also known as the hybrid AMM, which the project describes as being the most battle-tested and distributed program on Solana. And that's because AMM v4 once shared liquidity with a DEX called Serum, which became defunct following the collapse of FTX. Raydium then switched to sharing liquidity with a community-led fork of Serum called OpenBook, but it did stop sharing this liquidity after launching Raydium v3 in mid-May 2024. Today, Raydium no longer shares liquidity with any other protocol, and its liquidity pools serve as traditional AMMs. Now, Raydium features a super easy-to-use interface with swaps, charts, liquidity pools, perpetuals, and more. On top of that, users can earn yield by providing liquidity and earning trading fees, as well as yield farming and staking. Notably, liquidity providers are rewarded in the protocol's native Ray token. Raydium's unique approach has helped it to quickly become one of the largest DEXs on Solana, having processed hundreds of billions of dollars worth of cumulative trading volume. Naturally, Raydium has implemented a buyback and burn mechanism to incentivize long-term holding of the native Ray token, and this reduces the overall supply of Ray over time, helping to support the token's price. The protocol also features a launchpad for new tokens called Accelerator, which has seen such strong demand that it's not uncommon to have oversubscribed token launches. In fact, during the meme coin mania that drove Solana's demand through the roof, Raydium even surpassed Uniswap in monthly trading volumes. And this was largely driven by the crazy activity seen on Pump.Fun, which contributed massively to Raydium's revenue. However, in April this year, Pump.Fun launched its own DEX called Pump Swap and ditched Raydium. As a result, Raydium created Launch Lab, which aims to compete with Pump.Fund's meme coin shenanigans. So then, what about Raydium's native token, Ray? Well, Ray serves as the protocol's governance token and can be staked either for stake-in rewards or to receive IDO allocations. Ray has a maximum supply of 555 million tokens with just over 267 million in circulation. The protocol has over $1.7 billion in TVL, which is down significantly from its peak of just under $3 billion when Ray hit its previous all-time high of around $17 back in September 2021. If Ray is able to reach this level again, this would translate to a 7 times gain from today and would give Ray a market cap of roughly $4.5 billion. And if bullish momentum continues, we wouldn't be surprised to see a push even further, possibly around $50. And this would give it a market cap of around $13.4 billion and would mean a 20x gain from today's prices. Not too shabby. Of course, these estimates are exactly that. They're just guesses. No one at the Bureau has a crystal ball, which is why it's vital to do your own research. And if you want more guidance on your journey to the moon, check out the Coin Bureau trading channel right over here. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel right over here. That's me for now. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you again soon.